Good morning, everyone. Luke with Aquatics here. Thanks so much for showing up. We appreciate you. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It is freezing here. That's okay, though. We'll just keep plugging away. Wish there was a few feet of snow to go with this cold, but that's all right. No big deal. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Today, we're talking about a small nano item, which there have been a lot of lately, but that's fantastic for those of you that have a nano system and need this. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Let's go. All right, so today, I told you we're looking at a nano item. What is that, you ask? Lifegard. This is a small, got it right. This is a small DC return submersible pump. That's right. Little tiny, look how small this box is. We know this thing is tiny. It's a DC pump though, so that means it's controllable, which is fantastic. And let's just open this guy up. This is model 185, so it does 185 gallons per hour at 0 feet, which is phenomenal considering how small this is. You can't expect too much, but for those with all-in-one systems that need a pump in the back, this is a guy to look at. They got a lot of different models, so go and check them out. I'll, of course, link them, but we'll get to that in a second. But without further ado, let's go ahead, open this bad boy up so we can take a look at it. We'll talk about it. Let's go. Let's open them up. So like I said, this is the Lifegard Quiet 1 DC pump, 185 gallon version. It does come with our manual, a controller, you know how excited I am about that, some accessories for lines, we got a power supply in here, little nozzle, and then last but not least, the pump. Look at this little guy. How crazy is this? Let me put this down here. Tell me how crazy this is. How cute is this little guy? It looks like a return pump, like a normal built return pump, but scaled down, miniature size. This thing is awesome. You got your intake screen right here, which has a grate on the bottom, which is, first cool thing about that is the grate's adjustable. I want it facing this way, fine. Up top, fine. To this towards me, fine. Towards the bottom, so I'm sucking up from the bottom only, perfectly fine. That's the first amazing thing. I love that. How nice is that? You can direct where you want the water to come from. Always preferred. I always love the ability to fine tune it to our system. So if you have a preferred method, you have that. If you don't want to use it and you want a smaller footprint, you can do that as well. Technically speaking, this base also comes off, and now look how tiny this guy is. Now, if this is just sitting on the bottom of the tank and nothing here, you might get some vibrations, but if you put a little pad on here, look how small this guy is. Tiny. This thing is so tiny. That's so cool. I love that ability. So yeah, so now we have no base. If I want to put it down like this, pad on, I can have it literally floating in the air if I want it to, you know, whatever I want to do. If you want that intake screen back on without the base, we've got it like that too. So now I can do it like this. And it's coming out in here, and then obviously going back up, but you know, you can do whatever you want to. That's really cool. I really like that. I think that ability to take it off if you want to is really nice, where you're not stuck in a specific setup that they have for you. So I put the base back on, but just to show you, there's another cool little feature that you can, that allows you to put it however you want to. If we take this base off, I'll just hold it for a second. This is obviously your volute where the impeller is. So we're going to twist this, pull it off, and we have access to the impeller. Look how cute this little guy is. That thing is tiny. And it's pushing 185 gallons per hour. That's incredible. But now, let's say I want, you know, this is how it would be sitting here in its little thing, and the pump would normally be up. Well, what if I want it this way? Yes, I can do that. Now I have it facing out this way, but my base is still like this. Do I want it the other way? Yeah, actually, I would prefer it to be pointing out this direction because of how my tank setup is. Now it's pointing towards me. That is cool. Another just ability to make it however you want to, which is really nice. I cannot argue that. I think that's phenomenal. If you have a tiny system, throw this guy out. Now we just got this little pump. Put the intake screen. I would always have the intake screen, but you don't have to. Maybe add a little foam in that intake screen, even better. That way you're not getting particles in here. I would love that. Pretty amazing feature about this little guy. 185 gallons per hour at 0 feet, obviously, but it can push up 6.6 feet. So you could literally almost put it, I could put it at the bottom of my tank and have it push up into my system. Now I'm not going to get much out of it, but it's still doable. So those of you that have an all-in-one system and need something small in the back of your tank, this would be perfect. You're pushing up 1 foot, maybe 2 feet if you have a crazy system, and you're still going to get a pretty decent flow out of it. Again, this is only 185 gallons per hour, so nothing incredible. Don't expect massive amounts of flow out of it, but this is impressive for what it is. For how tiny this is awesome. This only pulls 9 watts of power max, and we do have the controller, which I mentioned. It is a 1/2 inch on the output and input, and then let me grab the controller here real quick. So, motor controller. This guy has a 3-year warranty. A 3-year warranty on this little guy. That's incredible. Lifegard Aquatics would take care of it, of course, but that's amazing that they offer a 3-year warranty on this motor. For a tiny pump like that, that's awesome. So here's the controller. We have our mode, our intensity, and then it just hooks up like this. Intensity, there are 1 through 10 as far as intensity goes, so you can reduce the power if you need to, which is, again, phenomenal. If you're putting this on a 1-gallon system, you may not want 160 gallons pushing out, so you can go push the intensity on it, away you go. The other option is our modes, which is really nice. We have 2 modes essentially, constant and wave. And if you push it a 3rd time, it goes into a feed mode for 10 minutes. So you even get a feed mode with this. That's great. That's awesome. Those with a small tank, you don't have to worry about unplugging it. Just push it 3 times, bam, feed mode, 10 minutes, away you go. That's really cool. I really like the ability to control. I like being able to control my pumps. I am a big fan of those. I want to be able to have the option to raise and lower the speed of my pump as I find necessary. If I'm like, you know what, I want a little bit more flow in my system today, bam, bam, I got more flow. I like the ability to have that, so I think that's wonderful. This is fantastic. And again, there are more models, so if you want a little bit larger model, there's a little bit larger models out there. You can get this without a controller. If you don't want it to be DC, you don't want to be able to control it, you can do that as well. If you're not into that, doesn't matter. You can get this little tiny cute pump without it as well. So with this pump completely put together with the base and the string, you're looking at about 3.2, around 1.7 by 3.5. So a very small pump. And obviously you can see how tiny you can make this. This thing is just so tiny and obviously super easy to clean out. But I would absolutely love this guy in a small nano system. There are different models. There are larger models, models that don't come with the DC controller, some that do. So I will absolutely put a link in the description below. As always, go check them out. These things are really cool. I like Lifegard. I've used their Quiet One pumps before. and I've had great success with them, so I feel these are probably going to be just the same. And with a 3-year warranty, how can you go wrong? That's amazing. But that's it, guys. If you need a small pump, if you have an all-in-one with that back, compartment, and you need something super tiny, this is definitely one to look at. Maybe you have a small mixing container. You have a 5-gallon bucket. I use 5-gallon buckets all the time. Here's another little option that would be great. Now, I probably wouldn't get the DC option for that, but would be phenomenal as that as well. Put the screen on, just jump it in there, and away you go. So, really cool pump. I absolutely love this. I'll put a link in the description as always. Go check it out. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We hope you're doing great. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, share the content, all that good jazz. We'll see you in a few short weeks. Peace.